Classification of learning strategies. Let's see how O'Malley and Kimott define or classify different types of learning strategies. So as you would remember, they divided the learning strategies into three categories: metacognitive, cognitive, and social or affective. Now, what do they mean by metacognitive strategies? Metacognitive strategies are when you or the learner think about paying attention to specific parts of whatever input they are being given. So, selective attention. They somehow try to control their response to the input and pay attention to some specific points of the structure. The second one is planning. It includes planning. When you decide what is it that you are going to do first, then learn second, then learn third, to simplify the task according to your own personality or the person you are. This is a metacognitive strategy. Another aspect of metacognitive strategy is monitoring. So you try to apply it and then you monitor whether if it is helpful or not by checking your own learning and evaluating it. So monitoring and evaluation of your own learning and trying to find whether the strategy that you are using or the planning that you have decided, is it helping in the learning of the second language or not, or any other skill, is a metacognitive strategy. The second set of strategies are cognitive strategies. Cognitive strategies mean actually the actual learning process itself. Metacognitive strategies were trying to control the learning process. Cognitive strategies relate to the learning process itself. So this means that when a learner is trying to learn, he or she will rehearse the material. They will try to learn it and then check whether or practice it. This practicing is a cognitive strategy. They'll organize the material in their mind or on a piece of paper or somehow visually. That is, again, this organization of the material is a cognitive strategy relating to the learning process. They will also use the techniques of inferencing. Inferencing means trying to figure out what the meaning of a specific sentence or a specific paragraph is. And it relates to summarizing also. So after the learner has read or learned a rule, the learner will try to summarize the rule in a sense that it allows him or her to learn the rule. That is a cognitive learning strategy. They will try to deduce some sort of or to come up with some sort of underlying rule, whether that rule matches with the real rules that you have taught, or whether it is their own rule, but somehow they try to organize the information in their mind with some abstract rules. They can use some sort of imagery. They can think of transferring the knowledge or the rule from one type of information to some other type of information, or to elaborate it in their notes with their own examples. These are all cognitive strategies helping the learning process itself. The third set of strategies relates to social or affective. And in that set of strategies, the learners actually interact with other friends. You might have seen groups of children sit together and discuss a certain thing. This is cooperative learning. You yourself as teachers might have come across Discussing your specific problems with other teachers. This is cooperative learning. This is a learning strategy. Questioning or asking for clarification. So when a child asks you a question and asks for clarification, it is a learning strategy. And at times what we call self-talk, and in sociocultural theory we call inner speech, when a child is talking to himself or herself, discussing the rule, speaking loudly. You might have noticed a child or two doing this thing is again a social strategy. It's a learning strategy. So these are the three different strategies that the learners use to help their learning.